I think so. Yes. And what I see the biggest mistake with investors is there are no bad investments in my opinion. There's just wrong expectations.
Right.
So when you really understand the expectations of the investor, and the job on the other side is to try to match an asset or that matches those expectations.
Hmm.
And as long as that is aligned, people are always happy.
Right.
The issue that I see is when those expectations are not aligned with that asset.
Right.
And I think that's the biggest mistakes things people do.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Welcome back to the Real Estate Pros podcast. I'm Kristen, and I'm here with Armando Hassey, who is an investor and realtor out of Florida. Thank you for being here, Armando.
Of course, Kristen. Thank you for having me.
Amazing. So, you have a really well-rounded experience in the industry, and I want to get into all of that. Let's first start how you got into this industry to begin with.
Sure. Yeah, well, I've always been a advocate for real estate. I always remember my grandma telling me, buy your first house, buy your house. And so since I was young, I had that little bit of idea in my head. And my background was more in the equestrian world. So when I was growing up, I wanted to be in the Olympics and, be an international equestrian rider.
Yeah.
And I've achieved some of those goals. But along the way, I started investing in real estate. So I think our first investment property is when I met my wife. Well, now my wife. We were dating at the time, and we bought a house. I think that was 2013.
Amazing. So this was kind of like a side thing in the beginning.
At the beginning, it was more of a side thing. Yes, it was like I was so focused on the horses and the riding, but I always had that real estate, bug. Then I started a lot of different businesses around the equestrian world, but we kept acquiring, slowly another property and another property. Then, right after COVID or around the COVID area, I wanted to do more, but I always depended on a real estate agent, right? And a lot of the area where I am at in Wellington, which is the equestrian world, a lot of those real estate agents are so busy with bigger clients, with big farms and big ticket. So I felt they never put a lot of attention to my needs. So I'm like, okay, I gotta jump to, how can I do it? And so I decided to get my license, and that way I was able to, get in first place now. So I could go and see what properties are out there, or, I could do it for myself now.
Totally. I'm sure that just streamlined your whole operation, made it way more efficient.
Correct. It made it a lot more efficient. I also like to, when I invest in something, I like to understand it. So I think the main thing is it made me focus on it, and it made me put a lot of attention and make me read a lot of books and start to get knowledge. So I would say it's not just the license. What made it happen is more the license and then the desire to learn more,
Absolutely. Absolutely. And then, you get to help so many people also, like in your real estate journey with being an agent, you get to help other people acquire wealth and acquire equity.
I think, there's a lot of different ways you can help people, from even having a friend to helping him get a good apartment, for rent, or find somebody that wants to invest and give them good advice on why you should not invest in that HOA, or just open their eyes
Totally.
to also have a family find a beautiful home for the next 10 years of their life. So there's a lot of different areas where you can help people.
Yeah. And I'm sure, you being an investor yourself, when you come in contact with investors, you're able to really help them because you understand kind of what people are looking for.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
I think so. Yes. And what I see, the biggest mistake with investors is there are no bad investments, in my opinion. There's just wrong expectations.
Right.
So when you really understand the expectations of the investor, and the job on the other side is to try to match an asset or that matches those expectations. And as long as that is aligned, people are always happy.
Right.
The issue that I see is when those expectations are not aligned with that asset.
Right.
And I think that's the biggest mistakes things people do.
How do you even manage or develop your expectations? What do you think is practical and what do you think is too much?
I think for me to manage the expectations is really going in the why and how and the reason why are we investing, or somebody is investing. Are you doing this because you have extra cash? Are you doing this because you want to offset some tax liability that you have? No, I see that with a lot of W-2 income earners. Are you doing this because you want to build wealth? Finding those reasons, and a lot of the times we just need to ask ourselves that the why and the how, and then if you get those answered, then I think it's very easy to get some real expectations of what you're looking for.
Right. Yeah, and I think it's important because I think a lot of people, especially starting out in investing, they know they want to make money, but getting into that granular of why are you doing this? How are you doing this? What are the expectations? I think that a lot of times gets lost in the process.
Yes, it gets lost, and I think every course or every social media guy out there, they also sell you a dream, right? And they're like, oh, financial independence and own real estate, and you're gonna, having your yacht and your airplane and, the time for yourself. And even that is what we're looking for in a way, it's not that quickly. For me, I see it as a very steady Eddie thing. And if you put the chips in play and you let the time, do its thing and let those chips do what they're supposed to do, then it's very easy to get where you want to be.
Yeah.
But it's not a one-time get rich situation. You're not buying Bitcoin and waking up in the morning and now it's, now at the same time, I think it's a very safe asset class to invest because of those reasons. No, you're also not going to wake up and now your Bitcoin is worth half. So it kind of works both ways. No?
Yeah. And I would love for you to kind of expand on that and talk about just the market in general and what you're seeing with it. I know there's a lot of information being thrown out, and I think some people are a little cautious to enter the market right now. And I would love your perspective on that.
Yes, of course. I mean, I think we hear it everywhere, no? And there is one, I guess the main thing is to separate residential from commercial. And I think that's the first mistake a lot of the people do, is they put the real estate market in one big basket. And in reality, there are very different segments and different, even zip codes, right? Or sometimes even just in front of the street is a whole different market than on this side of the street.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency. It's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors. and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
Really understanding that you have to separate real estate to exactly what type and location you're talking about. I think that is key. And then so after that, once you've identified what you're talking about, then you can actually start analyzing, okay, what is happening in that market today. Yes, affordability is, I think, a huge issue, especially in the residential. So if we jump into the residential, affordability is affecting everybody, and it's affecting investors. It's affecting people that want to sell their house and buy a bigger one. It's affecting new first-time home buyers. So I think across the board, we're getting hit by affordability. When you talk about affordability, it's not just the interest rate, but it's your property taxes, your insurance, your HOAs, things. When you do a whole picture, then all of a sudden owning a house has almost doubled in just a few amount of time.
Absolutely. And, you're spot on with the affordability being the biggest issue. So even more reason, if you have the means and the funds to get in the market, it's probably a great time.
I think, yeah, as long as you have the right expectation, I do think it's a great time. Again, I think one thing we all forget is we don't need to be experts in real estate about everything. There is a huge network of professional people that are there to help you. So I think the key is to being an expert in identifying those people. And if you can make relationships with those people, then you definitely have the upper hand on finding a great investment for you. So yeah, I mean, whatever it is that you really, whether it's a real estate agent or an attorney, drafting some documents, that maybe finding a seller finance equation, or an accountant, right? And if you have a great accountant that cares about you, they can tell you, hey, if you qualify for real estate professional status and you get a short-term rental for a year, I could save you, with the bonus depreciation, $50,000 in your taxes. And you're like, wow, why nobody has told me that, right? So don't try to know everything. Try to find the people that do, and then you can jump really big steps.
Yeah, I bet. I mean, I think that's such great advice. And what are your best tips on finding the right people? I think that it's kind of hard sometimes to find someone who's, really aligned with your own goals.
I think that's where your focus has to jump in, and understanding what you want to do, and say, hey, I need a good accountant. And I would suggest start listening to some great podcasts. For example, there's amazing information out there. Start finding a few, and it don't have to be really hard books. Just and you don't have to sacrifice your time. I always say you can, whether you're driving your kids to school or to soccer, or you have a road trip, you just put the book on and make it an audiobook, and you'll be amazed how much information there you find. And a lot of the times there are all the links to reach out to those people. And then the other part is just the people that I'm sure if you go to your Rolex of contacts, you're like, oh, that guy's in real estate. I'm sure if you give him a call, he can direct you to some great referrals.
Absolutely.
So I think just grinding your network and your sphere of influence, and they're out there, and they're eager to help, right? Because that's what they do. And I think at that point, it's just, can you find...
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
I don't want to say good one because maybe they're all good, but can you find, then your job is finding the best one that works for you.
Right.
No?
Definitely. And getting the right questions, being clear again on your goals and seeing if they align. And how
Correct.
important was that for you as you were starting your real estate investment journey? Like, how did you navigate that? Did you have a community? Did you have mentors?
I've had a lot of great advice. Yes. Throughout my career, like I used to train clients on my horse career,
Okay.
and then I made a few of the people that I used to train, or their husbands, or their fathers, or they were in the real estate world. So I certainly, when I had all the knowledge that I acquired with the podcast and the books, then at least I could follow up those conversations with somebody in the industry. So I certainly reach out to everybody, and I still am. I don't want to say I've achieved it. No, I constantly I am looking for who is there that is in the space, and who can I learn from.
Absolutely.
And I just, you have to do it all the time.
Absolutely. And I think that, as you're starting out, again, with expectations, I think maybe there's an expectation that it's going to be smooth and easy and everything's going to always work out. Can you talk about maybe a time where things didn't go as planned and what you learned from it?
Of course, yes. If you're a real estate investor, unfortunately, you've had some of those experiences, and it comes with the territory. I give you, me and my wife, we located some off-market properties that were going to be developed, and this was a very interesting story. Jumped into the development, and we basically funded the development for somebody, and in the process, it not just got delayed, the development, but the person that was doing the development, he tried to undersell the property to somebody else. So it was a very unique situation,
Mhm.
because we were already funding this project for 2 years.
Wow.
And then all of a sudden it got delivered, finally. It's like, oh, we arrived to the Holy Land, and we missed it by like a day or two. Sorry, we almost missed it by a day or two. And he tried to undersell it to somebody else for more money than he had agreed or signed a contract with us.
Yeah.
So, I I tell people this was my thesis of real estate investments, and I was able to find some great attorneys in the process, and understanding how the public records and the liens and the clouding titles, and we learned a lot in that project.
Absolutely. And how do you prevent that from happening again?
You know, I should have had an attorney review the contracts
Got
at
it.
the very beginning, and not that they would have changed it. I think just because they would have opened my eyes to where the risks are, right? Kind of letting you know where the boogeyman can come in,
Yeah.
and so at least you are prepared if it arrives. So I think just being a little bit more, finding a little bit more of that knowledge to lean on.
Absolutely. And I think just being comfortable in the uncomfortable and expecting the unexpected. I mean, when you're first starting out, that's not really a muscle you have, but I think working that muscle makes it easier to bounce back every single time because some of this stuff is unavoidable. Sometimes stuff just happens.
Correct. And people are people,
Yeah.
right? And things change in lives. And I think in real estate, it has big financial commitments. That's the main thing, no? Yes, you can do it with a little bit of money, but at the same time, there are big commitments of money. So at the end, the bank is giving you the money, or a hard lender, or
Mhm.
your family members, or so even that you can do it with not a lot of money, it represents a lot of money,
Yeah.
right? And people's lives change, and projects go south, and the contractors do mistakes, or don't show up, and people screw people. It's just part of what happens. And I think it happens in everybody's life. It's just the scale is so less, I don't want to say important, but it represents a lot less, not just financially, but also emotionally.
Mhm.
Like every time you go on a project, or you invest a lot of time and energy and effort, and maybe you had some arguments within it, so you're very invested in it. So when something goes bad, it kind of drags you with it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, you've given us such good advice on, the market, navigating it, starting out in investment or real estate investing. Tell everyone where to find you and how to work with you.
Well, the best thing, I mean, I have a website, is ahassey.me. You can find my information there. But you can find me on social media as well, my Instagram or my Facebook. I can give them to you if you want. But really, the best thing is to give me a phone call, or a text message. I'm always with my phone, so I think that's the easiest way. And I will love to help somebody that wants to start investing, or But if somebody's already an investor and we want to align minds and strategies, I would love to do that as well.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I love about the community. It feels like people really genuinely want to help others.
I believe so, or that's how I am. And I'm sure there's somebody that not. And that's where, okay, at the end, if you got to develop that instinct, no, as an investor or even in business, right? You just got to have that instinct of, is this guy the right person for me or not?
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much. I mean, I encourage everyone to go check out Armando. And, if you're in the Florida area, please definitely reach out to him if you have real estate needs. Thank you so much for being here.
No, thank you, Kristen. This has been a pleasure, and yeah, I find it very how can I say it? Thank you for basically for allowing me to do this.
Of course. Well, everybody, thank you so much for listening. We hope you learned a lot, got some inspiration, and we'll see you back next time. Bye.
Sounds good. Thank you, Kristen.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.